another one.
So the QA problem, all right? I work for a no-code sort of platform which can create a website/web components like product listing page or product description page. You can then call those web elements components from the client's website to make your client's website more appealing and have higher conversion rate. Our code sits on all of our clients' web pages. Here's a problem though. We don't know which clients' web pages will have a CSS which will conflict with our CSS and break something. We have 20 to 30 clients, and what I saw is existing QA end up the entire day testing all the client web pages using a silly checklist to ensure all client web pages are working fine. They repeat this task daily. I don't know how they're maintaining their sanity working like this, but I don't have a solution either. Here, no matter how thoroughly I test the product itself, how can I test its compatibility when it's embedded on clients' websites without manually testing each client's 10 different URLs? Any questions or opinions or solutions will be greatly appreciated. So, I love this question. I freaking love it. Why do I love this question? Because it gets into the nitty gritty, the stuff that I like to do, the stuff that I like to give feedback on. And when we were in our meetings refining a story, and I'm like, oh, what about this? And oh, we could probably do that. And just getting in the mix of it, getting your hands dirty. I wish I had my Viking cup right now. So, what is my feedback? So, I would say that you do not have a QA problem. You have an implementation problem. You have a development problem, right? Because before I go there, I'm going to pivot real quick, right? Because I was reading this question and I was looking at the different responses, and I just want to get this pet peeve off of me, right? When people ask a question and you are like, there's so many different solutions being offered, and every solution that's being offered is like, well, we can't do it. Like, it's like an excuse of why it won't work because of this, why it won't work because of that. I believe in any solution that you get, you stop talking and you listen. And now you take, because when people talk too much, and it drives me crazy when people talk too much, right? But when people talk too much, what happens is you close yourself from the solutions before, you close yourself from the solutions before you even hear it, right? Like, you come in with a closed mind is what happens, right? And what do I mean by that? So when I was reading the responses that this question was getting, right? And it's like, oh, well, how about automation? Oh, automation won't work because of this. Well, how about this? Oh, this won't work because of this. Like, but if you put everything together, you can engineer a solution, right? And that's what QA is about, engineering solutions, right? So stop talking. When you ask for help, shut up. Right? Like, stop talking. Like, get all the feedback. Like, people like to respond, right? So somebody, like, if I needed help, right, I'd make a post, and then I wouldn't say anything on the post for maybe a day or two, and I'll just see all the responses that are coming in. And once I can assess and I can think through all the responses, then I can ask follow-up questions to the individual post, or I can come up with a solution based on all of the responses that I got. Like, when I'm at work and I'm thinking about how to do something, and we're talking about it, and I'm getting feedback, and I'm just listening. Or even, like, if it's not something for me, right, I'm just listening, and I'm listening to how they're talking, I'm listening to what they're doing, and then when I finally speak, I'm like, okay, did you guys consider, like, taking this part here and this part here, and putting something together? That's how that whole Docker thing that I worked on the other day ended up, because, like, it was just tons of research and just, like, finding a way to put things together. But if I would shoot down every suggestion that I got, then it just wouldn't work that way, right? You just have to listen more, right? But now to the particular question, right? Because I did offer this as a solution. This is not a testing problem. This is a implementation development problem, right? What I would do with what I suggested, right, is the web components that you're building, wrap them in a div that has a very, very unique ID that the things in there can be targeted. So now there's 99.99999% chance that the client's regular website is not going to be using that ID in a div that will mess up their website. So that means if you do like div our super cool, super duper cool company content dot red text, and if the client has red text, your red text is not going to target theirs because it is looking for it inside of that div. So have all your stuff wrapped inside of a div with a super unique ID that the client won't be targeting. Now, if they want to go back and like change something that you have in yours, they can always do that and update it, but they'd have to target your super unique ID, which is most likely not the case, right? But I would say that you would want to implement it differently. Like as a QA engineer, you can suggest better implementation approaches to your developers. It's quite simple, right? You're part of the team, so you can make suggestions as well. And my suggestion would be, all right, if this is the problem that's happening, how about we wrap our content in some type of very unique identifier that the client's websites are not going to be able to, we're not going to be able to mess with the client's website. That would be a very simple solution. Very, very simple. Just takes a div around the content that we produce, a very unique ID, and then everything we target is inside of that. All right. So that's how I would do it. But I love this question because it's just, that one just excites me. So I love it. I love it. And we are at our very last question for tonight. All right.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.